I think there's a real challenge for vendors. We're seeing that a general trend across government that vendors are now fitting into one of just three categories. That is, they are either strategic partners, they are commodity players, or they are niche players. Now, to be everyone, I think, believes they would like to be a strategic partner to government, and that's a lovely thing to be. But there is money to be made in being a commodity supplier. And commodity suppliers could be people who supply desktops, printers, toner, cartridges and the like. It could also be some forms of software too, as some software becomes commonly used and a commodity activity. But the big value for both government and suppliers is recognising that someone is a commodity player means that we are now talking about bulk purchases and low margin, but there's money to be made by suppliers by cutting margins, keep it simple, keep it standardised, keep the configuration standardised. Government makes money and industry makes money. However, there is no money to be made by government or suppliers by having a commodity player act as if they are a strategic partner. It just adds overheads for everybody. On the other hand, for strategic suppliers, there are some real challenges for them because relationship is everything. This is a long-term managed relationship where government can depend on these strategic partners to provide services as needed, and strategic partners need to step up to some pretty high expectations. This means that strategic partners can't just step back and say, I'm waiting for you to give me the requirements. They have to meet government halfway. Now, there's more margin to be made out of being a strategic partner, but there is also far greater risk. And it's up to the strategic partners to work with government, but it is also up to government to understand that the suppliers are taking a risk, and risk means money. And it is unreasonable to expect a strategic partner to provide a commodity simple service. The last one is niche players, and I think that they are a sorely underrated group. Niche players consist of small businesses, but they could also be large businesses. They could even be multinationals who in other situations may in fact be acting as strategic partners or commodity suppliers. But the niche players offer best-of-breed solutions to satisfy particular point solutions. Now, if, for instance, a government agency requires specific needs and high-quality solutions and is willing to pay a premium for a particular solution, then a niche player is the right answer. And there is no point in looking to one of your other types of suppliers and looking for a long-term, general, fluffy answer that says, I don't quite know what I want, but I want you to be best of breed in doing it. It's important for government to understand what they want, and it's important for vendors to be able to really engage with government in understanding that. So I suppose the bottom line really for suppliers is that selling feature function is just no longer an option for anybody. That at the end of the day, its outcomes for government is the only answer, and it's the only value proposition that holds any value. So that means that there's a challenge for industry to understand the real needs of government, not just simple platitudes. But it is also important for government. Government has a new responsibility to be able to explain itself and to explain industry, because you can't expect industry to understand the needs of government in a vacuum. They have to be brought in and to understand in a very deep way where things are going with government.